Well, hello. I'm here to share with you today's Looking Up episode. Now, in the past two Looking Up episodes that I've done, I've gotten my family together and we've shared a song. We've led some worship. And I'm not going to be doing that today because I had a battle with an avocado trying to make some guacamole. And well, the knife cutting the avocado won the day, and I cut my hand pretty good. Right in between my fingers, I cannot grasp a guitar. I cannot play the guitar. So I'm not going to be leading worship today, but I promise you, as soon as I heal up, I will do that again. I've had a lot of you write to me, email me, call me, and just tell me how much you appreciated that. So I promise we'll get back to that, just not today. But I do want to tell you the story of how I even came to begin playing the guitar. My mom had a guitar. It was given to her from her brother, my uncle. She never learned how to play it. And she said, Joel, if you learn how to play that guitar, you can have it. So I'm like, well, shoot, a free guitar. I'm going to go for it. So I just kind of taught myself. God brought different people along the way, and I just picked it up and learned how to play. And then I worked at a summer camp as a lifeguard. And at each camp, there was these different church groups and Christian organizations that would come in and rent our camp that I would lifeguard at. And all these different worship teams would come in, and all these different guitar players, and I'd start playing with them, and I'd learn new things. And eventually, as weeks went on, as camps went on, I actually started playing with the worship teams. I started leading worship with them. And then there was one camp in particular that kind of really rocked my mind. They had a guest speaker that came to the camp. He was there just for one night. And as a lifeguard, I didn't have to go to chapels or anything. Like the camp wasn't for me. It was a different group renting each week. But often I'd just go to the chapel and check it out if it was okay with them. And with this camp, I really was enjoying the chapels. The band was really, really good, and they invited me to come in and play with them every once in a while. So anyways, the speaker's talking, and he stops, and he's like, you know what? I feel like there's somebody in this room that God wants to give a gift to. And then he just kept moving on. It was the weirdest thing for me. I'd never experienced anything like that. Didn't know who he was talking about. Didn't know what he was talking about. It was very random. Now, fast forward to the next day, and this group brought in a guest band. Now, this guest band had this keyboard player. I'm not going to lie, she was cute. She came up to me. She said, I don't know who you are, but I feel like God is calling me to give you a gift. She's like, I'm sorry if that sounds weird. And I'm like, well, a week ago, that would have sounded really weird. Or even 2 days ago, it would have sounded really weird. But I had this weird experience happen to me. And so go ahead. Let's talk about this gift. And she sat down with a piano and just laid music out for me, just piece by piece. And it just made sense to me. And to this day, I can play the piano. I can play the guitar. God just has really kind of, I feel, given me that gift. Now, fast forward now a little bit more. I'm at the same camp. I do something really stupid. I'm not going to share the story with you because it'll just take too much time. But basically, I almost cut my thumb off. I don't know if you can see, but there's a big scar right here. It comes all the way around. It was almost gone. And so for that entire summer, I couldn't play the guitar. I couldn't lead worship. And in that, for me, which was a major desert experience, I was depressed. I was hurt. But through it, God showed me how much of a passion I had in my heart to lead worship. And it was at that point I made a decision to go to Bible school, to become a pastor, to become a worship pastor, because the passion was just so deep within me. And even to this day, right now, in the place that I'm in, the number one thing that I am missing about not being together is hearing your voices and being together and praising God, because that's just what I was created to do. It's what I was made to do. And I miss it so much. And I miss you all so much. But I want to tell you what got me through that desert season that I was in. And it was the miraculous thing that God had done to me the previous summer. And that thing was just having that speaker and then that girl come and sort of impart in me this gift. Because as I remembered that, I knew that God had a plan for me. I knew that God had something big for me. Even though I couldn't see it, I knew what he wanted from me. And so even though I was going through this time where I couldn't lead worship, I couldn't play the guitar, I knew that there was this promise ahead. And that reminds me of Psalm 105. In Psalm 105, the psalmist writes this. He says, "Give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name. Make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him. Tell of all his wonderful acts. Glory in his holy name. Let the heart of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles and the judgments he pronounced. You, his servants, the descendants of Abraham, his chosen ones, the children of Jacob. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He remembers his covenant forever, the promises he made for 1,000 generations. The covenant he made with Abraham, the oath he swore to Isaac, he confirmed it to Jacob. And as a decree to Israel, as an everlasting covenant, it says, to you I will give the land of Canaan as the portion you will inherit. And then the psalm goes on and just talks about the story, remembering the story of how God was with his people through the wanderings of the desert, through the conquering of the land, that his promises, he is always faithful to bring into fruition. So I want to give you that hope today. Whether it's remembering my scar and the promise that God gave to me that I will lead worship, whether it's the promise to Israel that he will bring him into the promised land, God has made a promise to you in your life that he will keep. If you keep remaining faithful to him, looking to him, trusting him, you can know for sure that he will be trustworthy to you, for he is a good God. He is our Father. And I pray with that, you'll continue to keep looking up.